So today I'm going to go over my video of me playing Barry's Prison Escape Run. Barry's Prison Run. So I was playing and I was examining my avatar where I found out there was an alien base. So I clicked on that, easy mode because I can't do hard mode because I have to be easy. And then I found out I get a baton, so obviously bacon. Because bacon, it's bacon. So I was going through the sign, and then I decided to test out my bacon. Oh yeah. Nice and greasy. It's totally awesome. You can hit people with it. Alright, so I hit the access code and tried to jump on, but that happened. So I hit it again, and I was about to jump on when... let me see what I get. Alright, here we go. Let's jump onto that one. And now I'm going to jump onto here. And then... come on. There we go. So I entered zone 1B and followed the arrows to this part. Now this was one of my most difficult times. I can't tell why, but it's pretty hard to get through because I kept falling. So eventually I actually made it, which I was pretty confused because I actually had fallen. But anyways, now here I got to this part and got through that when I realized I didn't actually need the code, so I just did all that for nothing. So when I got to here, it was actually pretty easy, and I decided to once again use my bacon baton to get through, and realized I could. So I really had no need for the crowbar, but I went through all that work to get it, so I might just have it. So then I access code again and entered the anti-gravity zone. But then I was found. And after getting rid of this annoying girl, I continued on with my quest. So, anti-gravity zone. Now this was the hardest level for me, personally, because I kept going and falling down right back where I was before. See, I made the jump a couple of times, but then once I got to here, I kept falling down. And kept falling and falling and falling and falling and falling. Once I did make it, I made it to the lamp, and then I fell again. So I had to just keep going. And after a couple times of that, I finally made it. So once again, I'm going to use my bacon grease shield and get through. Alright, so now I jumped down this tunnel and once again pulled out my bacon when I encountered this little guy, and I figured out what the bacon was actually for. You see, when you hit him with a crowbar, it's just kind of boring, you know? So I jumped and tested to see if they would fall over, but then he came and attacked me. So I tried to use this to block him, but that didn't work. So I just hit him with my bacon and went on my merry way. You know, climbed the pipes. Really nice pipes, by the way. So here was when I encountered another one of those little beings. But I hit him with bacon, and it went quicker than hitting him with the average crowbar. So, hit the access code and going up. Yes. Going up and going down. I had fun jumping, as you can see, and I wasn't sure what that was for. Maybe it was like some bad guy, but I got through it pretty quickly. Now, the ladder was really hard because I kept falling. I fell a lot, like 5 times. Yeah, I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't make it. But finally, I actually did make it. Eventually. That ladder I had no trouble with. So here we go to the spinning blade thingies, and I actually did pretty well with this, I'm happy to say. I didn't get shredded one bit. Now, there were only 2, but I still consider that an accomplishment. So I went through this little tunnel and then jumped down and found myself in this room. So I found a treadmill and decided to go on it because it would be really fun. One comment I do have is if this was faster, it would be a lot more fun because it was kind of easy. So here's another little nasty guy, and these nasty guys give you a lot of money. So I kept going, hit the nasty guy, and used the bacon, which was sort of acted as a crowbar. Well, I was gonna use the bacon, and then I fell down. So I jumped on the truck, pulled out my bacon, and hit the glass with it. Alright, so I encountered another nasty being, and then found a grappling hook. So I went on it once to just test it out, see where I was going. And right as I was about to jump, well, you can see I sort of wasn't paying attention and ended up just hitting the wall and falling. So then I tried again, and this time I was ready. Or so I thought. I was too ready, maybe. So anyways, then I kept going, and finally, I persevered. Alright. So now I escaped Zone 1C, and I've come to this little area. So this was like a sort of anti-gravity area, because like when I was in there, I could jump a lot higher. So it took me a little bit to figure out, but actually there was a little platform there, right there, and so I previously was trying to get on the Great Rock, but I decided to, look around, because I kept falling trying to get on the rock. Alright, so now I approached the platform and jumped on, and I actually made it. Good for me, unlike with the ladder and the grappling hook. And there's a nasty guy, so I hit him with my bacon. I'm surprised he didn't try to eat it. So anyways, I made my way to the boss and got my plasma shooter. Now, the boss level, I admit, it was pretty hard, but took me like 3 tries to do it, but eventually I made it. So here we have UFO Barry. I don't see how that's Barry, but if they say it is, I guess it is. So I used the plasma blaster on the nasty things, and it was really a lot harder than using the bacon baton. But if I just kept shooting at Barry, it eventually worked, actually. So here I'm trying to escape Barry because, I gotta get distance to run. But now I've made it. So now I'm gonna shoot him a couple more times, and I thought, if I just keep shooting, it would eventually work, but then he sent down more nasty guys. And let me tell you, that was not fun, because I almost got abducted by an alien. That was actually Barry, from Barry's Prison Run. But luckily I didn't, so I ran to the money, because who wouldn't run to money? And I was on my last little bit of health, as you can see up in that top right corner. But luckily, I was halfway done with Barry. Now, here I am trying to escape Barry and the nasty guys. And then there's this one little guy in the bottom right just hanging out, like I'm doing all the hard work for him. But he's just oh, wee, yippee. He's that one guy in a group project that just sits around while you do all the hard work. So anyways, I'm shooting, and finally I'm about to make it, and then I do make it. and he escapes. He gets destroyed, but then he leaves his nasty guys behind. But after a couple minutes of going and collecting money, I got a lot of money actually, but I found out I had no use for the money. So it really was a waste of time, because if I did get the money, I don't know what the use was. So, but anyways, it's alright. So, here I go through the portal. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you later.